Hi everyone, Jared here, and this video is going to be a little different from the ones I normally make because it isn't going to be a very happy one. I had planned on uploading my latest video on Jinli Street in Chengdu, but I don't really feel that it's appropriate right now considering what's been going on in the world. As some of you may already know, the US consulate in Chengdu was ordered to close last week, and it finally closed yesterday, as the latest move in the ongoing escalations between the CCP and the US government. Relations between our two countries haven't been more strained than at any other point that I can recall in my lifetime. I've seen the rise of anti-American sentiment in China and in Chinese forums online, and also seen the opposite growing here in the US. When I started the YouTube channel, it was with the hope of making people come to better understand and learn to like China. I wanted to share my love of China, the history, culture, food, and of course, the people too. I risked going to China last year so that I could begin my YouTube channel knowing that it wasn't necessarily allowed in China for someone to do YouTube. While I was there, rather than risk getting deported or potentially worse, I decided that I wouldn't begin any of my videos while I was in China. When I came back home in January and COVID started, this brought about a new kind of complication for me. People, rightfully so, were furious around the world with what the CCP had allowed to get out into the world. I thought to myself then, who would want to watch videos about China when people were becoming increasingly antagonistic towards China and writing off ever traveling there in the future? I struggled for a long time with the thought of making these videos because, well, it also felt as if I was actively promoting, at least in part, the work that the CCP has done in China, by creating a positive view of what life was like there. Whenever I considered uploading my first video, I would struggle with this duality. Was I essentially engaging in free propaganda for them? That was the question I'd always be asking myself. That was the last thing that I wanted, to portray the CCP in a positive light. Maybe I was overthinking things, because after all, the CCP isn't representative of all the peoples of China, and me simply traveling there doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the government at all. However, would I get banned from going back to China ever again if in one of my videos I said something negative about the government? Would I never be able to go back to the country that I'd spent 1/10 of my life in? The fact that I happened to do a video about Chengdu at the same time that the US consulate in Chengdu was being closed just brought all of these questions back to the forefront of my mind. And well, I've reached a conclusion about what I want to do with my channel going forward from here. The current trajectory of my channel doesn't seem to be making a big difference in most people's minds or views about China. I also don't want to be a propaganda arm for the CCP inadvertently. But I also still want people to understand what it's like to be in China, to live there, to work there, and travel there, from my own perspective. So you can continue to expect videos about me and my father traveling around China in the coming weeks. But there are going to be some significant changes coming to the channel soon. I have something really big planned for later this week, and we'll see how long it takes for me to get it done. I hope you all can understand the somber mood of this video and understand what I'm trying to say. I've never really made a vlog or anything of the sort before, so I don't really know how this is going, and I'm guessing this is a little bit of a rough start. I hope all of you will stay with me as I make some changes to the channel going forward, and I appreciate it if you have stayed and listened to everything that I've said so far. I will read the comments below and promptly reply to anyone who has something to say down below. So with that, I hope that you have a good rest of your week, at least until I get out my next video, and I hope you'll come back to see the next one then. Goodbye.